Hello friends, we are back here on stream tonight for another War Within beta gaming session. Gonna be doing some keys. Gonna be mainly playing Prot tonight. If people have interest, maybe we'll swap to a different tank later, but I want to get some keys done on Prot Warrior, just continue to practice for Season 1 of the War Within. Continue to practice the different hero specs for my main character. And maybe get to play with some of you people tonight. We shall see. Hey everyone. Hope you all are having a very, very good Thursday evening or Friday morning, wherever you may be. We're just gonna go ahead and queue up. We're gonna start with the Dawnbreaker, which is a little bit of a bold decision, but this is a dungeon that I still need to learn quite a bit about, so we shall see where the winds lead us. We'll try and get some people who have at least have some sort of Mythic Plus score, so that we know that they've been actually playing on the characters that they're on. Thanks everyone for stopping by and hanging out. This is looking like a pretty good start here. Alright, this Druid sent a message, so we'll invite them. How's it going, Cradius? Hope you're doing well. We are doing some beta stuff tonight. Gonna be taking a bunch of keys on my warrior. Well, hopefully a bunch of keys. We'll see how they go. We're starting with the Dawnbreaker. Hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves too much. Alright, let's go teleport over there. I have gone through all of the Dawnbreaker before. I had been all the way to the last boss. The group that I was in could not do the last boss. After like 3 wipes, people left. So I've seen the whole dungeon, but I would not say I'm very familiar with it or know it very well. Want to get some good experience in it before we're actually live. I've tried to watch some other tank streamers as I have time, but sometimes, especially when I'm watching on my phone, it's hard to see what's actually going on. But we'll get some experience here. I think I'm pretty comfortable with the bosses. It's like the routing, especially in the city, like it's a very confusing layout, but I think I at least know where to start. Like starting at the church on the top of the hill is not a bad place to go. But we will hopefully be able to learn together. Just waiting for people to port on in. Go ahead and buff up. Just waiting on our DK to get here. Get a ready check going. Alright, everybody says they are ready. Dawnbreaker plus 10.
3, 2, 1.
Might hop on beta later to test more Mistweaver. Nice. I'd be down to do some keys together maybe. I don't even know what the affixes are. Okay, it's Ascendant. I think that's like the new Incorporeal one. Might be wrong about that. One way to find out. I'm sure Zalatath will let us know. Trying out one different talent. Well, I guess technically two different talents because I am playing Intervene. But I'm trying out the Mountain Thane talent that allows you to give someone a magic damage shield when you intervene them. So hopefully we'll get some good opportunities to make use of that tonight. Well, I mean, I don't know. Ideally we don't have to make use of that, but you know how it goes. I really don't know what most of this trash does, so I'm just going to try and play it safe and survive. I'll show talents real quick if anyone's curious. Maybe we'll do it after we die. After we don't die. I guess Ascendant is just the one where you have to CC the orbs. Okay. Boss spawning in a second here. Nice Thor keybinds while I completely redo Thor keys while I completely redo my keybinds and recourse. Nice. Glad to present some entertainment. These are the talents we're running. So yeah, instead of the triple storm bolts, I'm running Storm Shield here. Alright, we're gonna go over to this ship first, I guess. Glad to provide some entertainment, Derek's. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize in advance. I'm probably gonna mix up your Twitch name and your WoW name a lot. So I'm just gonna call you by what I see on the screen. Hopefully that's alright with you. Tex is a D&D character from 35-ish years ago. Nice. That's a solid thing to have your screen name be. Wow, name's a little bit still that old. I have a really this is a really funny story to me. That happened to, or was revealed today that I want to share with you guys. I should probably get permission first. Some of our guildies pulled a very, very long prank, I guess, on a bunch of us, and the whole scenario had me like almost keeled over laughing earlier. So, okay, we should get the defensive. Okay, that was really funny. I got hit by that apparently. Our poor balanced druid here dropped in and landed like right on the boss.
Watch your step.
Got one shot. That was pretty funny. Oh, looks like he died again.
Defensive.
Okay, boss is going to... I'm pretty sure this boss is gonna phase? Maybe? It has a dragon riding phase, right? Like, I'm not imagining that. Okay, I could swear I got out of that before... Okay, there we go. I don't know how many of these you actually need to get, but...
step?
Make sure we have room to move around when they do the obsidian beam here.
Defensive.
Maybe there's just a burst of damage on the tank when it starts. Because, like, I'm definitely not standing in that.
Watch your step.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Defensive.
Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, it looks like there's just a burst of damage on the tank. Guess we'll go all the way around. Come on. Come over here. Ah, nice snapping, I guess.
Defensive.
Oh. Okay, yeah, it does hit the current target. Well, that might be a wipe. I guess I had Demo shout up, which might have let me survive that.
Watch your step.
It was... I can't see how much overkill it was. It was only 500k overkill. I definitely would have lived with Demo shout.
Run.
Probably should have hit that. Okay, I think boss should be dead here. Yep. Just the old double loading screen. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna go down here and do the church area first.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Watch your step. Shockwave.
Got everybody together here.
Interrupt. Shockwave. Watch your step. Shockwave. Watch your target change. Watch your step.
Unfortunately, I don't have shockwave. We got a ton of the orbs though, so we're okay for now.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt. Interrupt. Interrupt.
Hey, how's it going, Shinzo? Is Prot Warrior my favorite in beta?
Watch your
Yes,
step.
it is.
Watch your step.
Which is the tank that I have the most fun on. Everything about it feels really good to me.
Watch your step.
Alright, we got our first mini boss here. All the thunderclaps, yeah, exactly. Playing some Mountain Thane right now. I think I just murdered our mage. Probably just want to do this outside of the room there.
Run.
Probably don't want to pull that Pat while we're fighting the mini boss either. I assassinated him unintentionally. Yeah, I'm very much learning this dungeon kind of on the fly here. I've been through the whole thing once. I've been like to the first boss a couple of times. But like specifically the trash in this like city area, I want to spend some more time learning because this is kind of like the meat of the dungeon and I feel like I don't know it very well. And like the pathing is kind of rough in here. Alright, so these dots are mini bosses.
Shockwave.
You both formed, yeah, so yeah, the way the affix system is working now, you get, there's like a seasonal affix at level 2 called Zalatas Bargain. There's 4 of those, and it's going to rotate through them on a weekly basis. And they're actually Kiss Curse affixes. So like the one we have now, you'll see these orbs spawn around. We have to CC them. You can use AoE CC, unlike Incorporeal, and you get a buff for each one that you CC. For any that you don't CC, the mobs around get a buff. Oh, I just died. That's not good. This group might fall apart, but that's okay. We can go again if we need to. Yeah, this is a skywriting dungeon. Let's see. I want to be careful here. That's the boss that's padding around too, so.
Shockwave. Target change.
So yeah, these orbs are the seasonal affix. You like basically just AoE CC them and then you get a big haste buff. I think it's haste and movement speed. But if you don't, so you get like 2% per stack. If you don't, the mobs get like 10% haste per stack. So if you just completely ignore it, then everybody's gonna die for sure. And then at level 4, you get either Fortified or Tyrannical. And at level 10, you get the other one. So if you're doing 10s, which you need to do for Myth Track in the Vault now, you will have both. Fortified and Tyrannical.
Shockwave.
At level 7, there's an affix called Challenger's Peril, and what that does is it makes deaths count for 15 seconds against the timer instead of 5. So playing really, really clean is going to be absolutely necessary for timing keys. Alright, this is... Okay, if I remember, this is the guy who does like a big orb frontal. Actually, it might not be. They may have changed that. They may have... I think they changed the position of a couple of the mini-bosses, so... And then at level 12, if you want to do push keys, there is an affix that removes the seasonal affixes and just adds, I think it's like 20% health and damage to all mobs. I think it might be bosses too, but I know it's at least trash mobs. So that'll be interesting if people want to push beyond what is required for the vault. Okay. I think the other lieutenant is like in the house here. Okay. Let's oh, that was a mistake.
Shockwave.
I was trying to land in a better position and ended up getting someone killed. Oops.
Shockwave.
This is not the best pull.
Watch your step.
Yeah, and the lieutenant got pulled in. I think coming around from the back of this building is the better approach. So we can kind of line of sight these guys over here.
Target change.
Oh, this Umbral Rush those guys do is pretty crazy, if I remember correctly. I think it got nerfed, but it does a hefty bit of damage.
Shockwave. Interrupt. Shockwave.
Cursed affixes indeed.
Shockwave.
Yeah, I feel like most of the dungeons I feel pretty confident about at least knowing what you need to do.
Shockwave.
This one and City of Threads are the two that I want to spend a little more time in before we go live.
Target change. Shockwave.
Okay, I want to pull this pack here.
Interrupt.
And these guys over here. Let's try and avoid that, Pat. Nope, not gonna avoid it. Okay. Commanding shout, maybe. Oh, we already used it. Okay. How's it going, Thamriel? How do I like the new instances? I'm still learning some of them. I would say I'm generally positive on them. I don't think any of them are like irredeemably bad.
Interrupt.
Yeah, I'm trying to gain some familiarity with, especially with this one. The Dawnbreaker tonight.
Target change. Watch all.
Gotta avoid that orb. Hey, how's it going, Sai? I'm gonna run keys for at least a few hours here. I'm down to run some with you if you'd like to.
Watch all.
Probably going to be running this one specifically, Dawnbreaker, several times. Just trying to learn it as we get toward more within going live. Gonna set up your shaman? Nice. Yeah, we still got a bit of time left in this one. We're killing the last mini boss before the second boss. Oh, and someone just facepalmed the second boss. Alright, so we need to at least kill this mini boss here.
Watch all.
If we can. And then probably wipe. Let's see what happens.
Run.
I don't know if she like gains a buff based on... Ooh, that hurt.
AOE incoming. Target change.
Yeah, this is gonna be a wipe for sure. We'll see. Hopefully this group stays together. The damage has been good overall here. Let's see where these guys try to land. The boss is just chilling in the middle here, so I think we'll fight it here. Won't get caught off guard this time.
Watch all.
Please move out of the way of that, bro. Alright.
Run. AOE incoming.
I'm not convinced this intervene talent is all that great. It's 3 times my armor value magic shield on someone, but like,
Watch your
I don't know, with as big as health pools are, it's not very big.
run. AOE incoming. Target change. Watch your run.
It seems to be a decent spot to fight this boss.
Watch your AOE incoming.
Yeah, I think people might die here. That was a very, very clutch totem.
Watch your interrupt 1. Run. AOE incoming. Target change. Watch your
Oh boy.
run.
I'm dead from this. Thankfully the boss is also dead, so cover our mistakes. Alright, we need a good bit more trash before we move on. So we will do that over here.
Shockwave.
Looking forward to playing Paladin North End, not sure what spec yet. Yeah, I do think,
Shockwave.
personally, I think Prot Paladin is the weakest of the tanks right now, but I don't think it's like so bad that you can't actually like do pretty much all content on it. I think all the tanks are in a decent to great spot.
Shockwave.
I've seen really, really good numbers from Ret. At least the Ret Paladins that I played with on the beta.
Shockwave.
And I hear Holy Paladin is doing pretty well, so. Yeah, Paladin's your favorite class. I think it's a great choice. Alright, we need maybe like 2 more packs here. We're already over the timer. We're just gonna take it a little at a measured pace here. Gonna set up the monk on the beta. Nice. Yeah, 1 more pack ought to do it. These 2 might not be enough, actually.
Shockwave.
I'd like to avoid that lobster there, because I think he might pull all 3 of those dark casters, and definitely don't need 3 more.
Shockwave.
We'll see. I don't think this guy's gonna give 2%.
Target change. Shockwave.
He did. Sweet. Alright. So then we go back up to the ship. I guess there is one more trash mob up here, but I don't know how much count it gives. And I don't have an add-on set up to say how much, so...
Target change.
Okay, and there's the last boss. This boss is actually pretty cool. At least, I'll say the mechanics on it are kind of cool.
Watch your step.
The fight itself is a bit much. Like, that rolling acid mechanic is really cool. I like the design of it, and in phase 2 you actually use it to clear some webs on the ground, so it's a nice little like progression of mechanics throughout the fight. The damage is a lot.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
At least on phase 1 on the ship here, you do most of the damage to the boss by running those like barrels that those guys ran in
AOE
and
incoming.
chucking them at the boss.
Watch your step.
So I don't know how I feel about that.
Target change.
And then here we have to dragon ride. You have to chase the boss. They do give you these like orbs to follow, which is kind of nice if you don't know where you're going. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm not really sure why I died there. Maybe you're not supposed to fly that close to the boss? I don't know, we might want to reset. Okay. Okay, we got everybody up, so... Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed... Like, if you have to grab those orbs, or if you're just not supposed to fly that close to the boss. That was interesting.
AOE incoming.
Got to heal our tank, since the people you run with don't want to heal our tank. Get Prot to try and see how it feels when it goes live. Yeah, I think if you have a good healer, Prot Paladin is absolutely fine.
Watch your step.
Like, that makes up for Word of Glory not really being as effective as it has been in past expansions.
AOE incoming.
But if you don't have the best healer, or if you have to pug healers a lot, then you may feel squishy in some places.
Watch your step.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see people playing Prot Paladin, like, even in title queue range. I think all the tanks are good enough to live in all the keys, pretty much. I mean, we haven't seen people pushing, like, as high as they're going to once we're, like, deep into the season, obviously. But I think, like, making a guess as to what's going to be good late in the season when we're not even live yet is, almost impossible.
AOE incoming.
That's bug since you wants to go balance this expansion. Well, hopefully you can find good healers, or maybe find one who wants to join your group. I think this boss dies at 50%. I know it's not like a 15-minute boss fight, so don't need to get them all the way down to 0.
AOE incoming.
I don't know if this is also one of the bosses in the raid. That would be kind of cool.
Watch your step. AOE incoming.
There we go. Easy. Ooh, and we get a boat ride. Nice. Some people don't talk about regarding Prot Paladin is it's kind of similar to Blood DK. What matters is not to get over the damage taken threshold. If you don't cross that threshold, you're not killable. You bring all your kicks and utility. Yeah, that's like the best thing about Prot Paladin is the utility it brings, right? Like, you have so much that you bring to the group. Like, you have infinite kicks, which are better than they ever have been before. Or at least better than they've been in recent seasons. And then you have, like, kind of like irreplaceable group survivability stuff. Like, you have Bop, you have spell warding if you need it. You have... Say GG's these guys. You have Blessing of Sacrifice, Blessing of Freedom, Lay on Hands. You can tell into the Blinding Light if you need it. You have single target stun. Like, there's a lot of group utility that Prot brings to the table. Alright, so let me get you in here. Alright, I want to... How did I get a 9 key with no affixes on it? The keys that drop on beta are kind of weird. I want to run that one back, though. I feel like running a dungeon like 2 or 3 times in a row and like actually completing it is a really good way to learn everything. I'm still setting up your gear. Alright. Yeah, I think... I don't know, I think any of the tanks... Like, I would be making my decision based on what is your favorite tank right now. And not trying to predict what's going to be best. Obviously, that's what I've done with Warrior. I also think Warrior is going to be one of the best tanks. But even if it was the worst tank, I would probably... Unless it was, like, so bad that you couldn't even survive, like, normal content on it. I would still be picking it because I just enjoy it the most right now. Also on beta, I want to see what the panda pets be doing. Nice. You want to join for some keys? I've got one of my other friends in the group here, but he's still setting up his gear, so he needs a few minutes. Yeah, we made alliance, you'll play through LFG, right on. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and queue it up. This is gonna be Dawnbreaker plus 10. Fisto Testo, is that you? Yeah, guess who this is? It's gotta be. Let's see. Make sure I reset instances. You got the best muck name on the server, indeed. This mage priest combo is probably pretty good, but I kind of want to try like a more physical damage leaning comp, or at least more melee leaning. I think Sai is gonna play elemental, it looks like. But getting like monk buff, battle shout, shaman buff, I'd really like to see what like some of these melees can do. See if we can get like a Frosty K and maybe a rogue in here. Ooh. Fury Warrior. Fury and Warlock. Maybe we go with that. We'll get this Death Knight in here. And then we got a few rogues in queue. We'll get this guy to round out the group. Oh, we could have got Thick Hammer. So if the rogue declines, we'll pick up this Rat Paladin. Okay, Sai says run this one without him. Alright, we'll get the Paladin. Kind of want to go like full melee here. Get all that synergy, just cause. This rogue must have like gone offline or something. Well, here we go. We can pick up that shaman buff for these guys, and for me. Alright, to the Dawnbreaker. Thanks everyone who's stopping by and hanging out. Really appreciate all of you. This is going to be our second run of the Dawnbreaker tonight. I'm trying to run this place a few times, just get a good feel for the dungeon, the routing, all the mechanics and everything. Completed it the first time through. We were a little bit over the timer though. I think it's a 30-minute timer, so we were like 8 minutes over. Had a couple of full wipes, so not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Let's see, I might need to repair. Nope, I repaired after the dungeon, that's right. Alright, let's reflask. I have to say, after the last run, I do feel a lot better about this dungeon. Like, getting a relatively smooth completion run feels really good. I do think so. There's some places in the city where, like, you got to be very, very careful about how you pull things, because it can go sideways real fast. But hopefully we can clean that up. I'm going to record this run. Maybe it'll make it itself into its own YouTube video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Make sure we pre-pot. These are the talents again. Fibers, thank you for the YouTube sub. Really appreciate it. We're gonna lust first pull here. Interrupt this guy and bring him in. Maybe. Oh no, he's just gonna... Okay. He's just gonna melee the NPC and then stand over there. Alright. All out, I guess. Don't really have a choice. Alright, easy first pull. Wondering if we should have saved it for the second pull here, because this is... Like, this one can go pretty sideways. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-shield here. Just gonna rotate through our defensives, make sure we keep a big ignore paint up. Or it just gets crunched immediately every time.
Target change.
Alright, this is going pretty good so far. Knock on wood. Agreed with a little bit of execute here. Alright, we'll go this way first. Wait for everybody else to... nope, we're just going to engage immediately. Little shield ball. Texoma Cowboy, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Really appreciate it.
Target
Hope you're doing well this evening.
Only one more ship in the Dawnbreaker.
Weird question because it's very niche, but do you think Single-Minded Fury will have a place this go around? I prefer to Titan's Grasp. Single-Minded Fury is usually behind Titan's Grasp, but I would say, like, sim it. I have had some scenarios on my warrior where, like, I've had a higher level one-hander, and it's been better to go Single-Minded Fury than Titan's Grip. Obviously, in live right now, there's a two-handed legendary, so if you have that, you want to go Titan's Grip. But it's just going to come down to tuning. The big downside is actually that you like have to invest a talent point to get it right, so that kind of puts it a little bit behind just as a baseline. But that talent point does give you some nice value, so I think it could be viable. Alright, here we go. Boss time. Let's remember to save a cooldown for
Defensive.
Obsidian Beam. Whew. That hurts a lot. Oh, I didn't. I thought I hit Demo Shout. Oops.
Watch your step.
We'll shield wall this one.
Defensive. Watch your step.
This is the downside to a melee comp, is those could just get dropped right on top of everybody every time. Yeah, it was one of the first 100 drops of a fresh LFR DK for the Lego. Oh man.
Defensive.
Congratulations on that. I had terrible luck on it. I was maining Blood DK that patch, and it took me 13 heroic kills before I finally got it. But grats, I didn't ever resent anyone who got it faster. I saw all my guildies who were playing a two-handed class that patch get it before me, and I was happy for every one of them. Gotta fly out of here. I probably needed to hold that. I'll spell reflect this next Obsidian Beam. Just for the damage reduction. Wanted to try playing Warriors. You main all Windwalker main though, through and through. Nice. Windwalker's. I have always liked Windwalker, even though it's not always in a great state. It's often one of the buggiest specs. It ruined friendships getting legendary that fast. Had a friend who wouldn't talk to me anymore. Well, sorry about that. Kamba77, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Really appreciate it. Should we be talenting Spear over Roar? Oh, this is gonna hurt. If you're playing Mountain Thane, Spear is slightly better.
Target change.
At least that's what I have been. That's what I've heard. You can definitely do some cool things with Colossus with Thunderous Roar, because you can stack up this huge like damage buff and then. Oh, wait, what? But I wasn't. Okay. Yeah, so if you want to play Colossus, you can play Thunderous Roar. I don't know why that killed me. Maybe I went the wrong way? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna start at the church here. Start with this trash pack on the way up. I need to move that like talking head dialogue. I really get annoyed when it covers up like everything that I have on the middle of my screen there. Do I have any macros that help or that may help new tanks?
Watch your step.
The things I tend to do with macros on tanks are like, I don't know if they're necessarily helpful for new tanks. So like the macros that I'm using right now, I have at cursor macros for Ravager and Champion Spear. That's because I am usually pretty good about being aware of where my cursor is, so I know like where I'm going to drop them. But if you're relatively inexperienced on a tank, I think having the targeting reticle is actually good.
Watch your step.
It provides the advantage of like making sure you don't accidentally like throw your big AoE down in a spot where like you didn't mean to. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. The other one that I have right now is an intervene at mouse over macro, and I'm running that specifically because the build I'm running, I can give someone a magic damage shield by intervening them, and I want to be able to like quickly mouse over one of my party frames and hit it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for a new tank though. I haven't put a ton of thought into like how macros could be effective for new tanks though, so that could be something I'll think about.
Watch your step.
So I don't have the macro together. I have them on separate buttons, but I just have them so that I can like drop them without having to use like the big green targeting reticle.
Watch your
If you know what I'm talking about. Do I like Colossus at all for Prot Warrior? I really like Colossus. I like it a lot. I think it's going to have some places where it really shines, and I think Demolish is a very fun and satisfying button to press. It's got very Zug vibes. So, you know, you hit it, you root yourself, you do big damn. Alright, I'm pulling this guy out of the chapel here. All the way down the stairs. Don't want to accidentally give anyone... Or this is... Yeah, I don't want to hit anyone with this slam. Intervene sounds like so much fun if you're raiding dual Prot Warrior. Oh, that's actually like really true. I think I'm going to spam it a little bit in this dungeon just to get more used to actually using it.
Run.
No. No, come back over here. I didn't think that would knock me over the wall there. Thought I had enough room. For the cursor dealio, I love YOLO Mouse from Steam. It costs a few bucks, but allows you to replace any cursor icon in a ton of games. Very customizable and makes them super easy to see. Nice. That's a cool recommendation. Yeah, I have, at least on live, I have a weak aura that basically puts like a circle around your mouse, and it's a little more subtle than I like. I used to have one that was like red and really easy to see.
Target change.
But that one like stopped getting updated. So the one I have is kind of subtle. So, but it does like make it easier to find your mouse if you lose it a lot. Oh, okay, we got the whole deal here.
Shockwave.
Trying to get a commanding shot off. There we go.
Shockwave.
I did not see that the mini boss was outside the house when I landed there. That was my mistake. Oh, now the boss is right there, so we're gonna have to skip along the top of this roof, apparently. There we go. We're gonna let the boss pad away. Just gonna preemptively shield wall.
Shockwave.
With YOLO mouse, you can change cursor to be different shapes, colors, sizes, etc. So the attack range cursor can be different from attack out of range, like pick herbs or whatever. That's really handy.
Shockwave.
I may have to give that a look.
Target change. Shockwave.
Oh, last stand. Might as well pull the mini boss since we already used last stand there. Alright, this guy just does the big AoE. This guy, they switched the position of these mini bosses. The first time I did this place, this was the guy with the big orb, which was very difficult to deal with positioning on this, like, little garden patch that we fight him on.
AoE incoming. Target change.
Just want to give a thanks again to everyone who's watching tonight. Really appreciate all you people.
Incoming.
Hopefully we can get through this dungeon a little more cleanly than last time. Last time was not too bad though, so. Alright, we're gonna come around. No, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm in the wrong spot. Here. This is where we want to land. Wait for that guy to pat back inside the house. And then we'll line of sight these. I guess like here is a little bit better.
Shockwave.
Don't stand in that.
Watch your step.
That was an unfortunate frontal.
Shockwave.
You can't outrange that.
Watch
Hey
your
man,
step.
you gotta experiment with things on beta, right? This is the time to do it, when you can just remake your key. Run this place, run dungeons as many times as you want to. This is the time to be learning those lessons.
Watch your step. Shockwave.
Alright, we're gonna pull a couple more packs here. Oh, not the boss though.
Interrupt.
Well, I wanted to not just pull this pack as a single group, and the boss said, nope, you're just doing those two. I'll pull these Darkcasters over here, and now the boss is padding out of range.
Interrupt.
Maybe? Maybe we need to come back to line of sight them a little bit more. Sorry if I'm line of sighting you there, Gradius. Okay, cool. They're just gonna, yeah, they're just gonna chain cast on the group, aren't they?
Interrupt.
Oh, we got some grips. Beautiful. I love you, Butter K, the Death Knight. I think we want to get that pat also. But maybe we'll do the pat after we do the mini boss here. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this guy back a little bit here.
Watch your.
Oh, just kidding. He's cast. Wait, which? I could not tell which way he was casting that. I thought he was casting it like at me, and then I moved to the other side, and it was on the other side. That damage shield got eaten up so fast that I did not even see it on my party frame there. Alright, we're gonna see how long I can live on Prot with no heals. Yeah, the orb like slowly moves away. Thankfully this guy doesn't do too much direct tank damage. He does decent group damage, but...
Watch your...
Also, I think, yeah, the way he's facing when he casts that is an absolute lie. Alright, we're gonna do this,
Interrupt.
Probably didn't want to use shield wall there. Just gotta hit it reactively on pull. We'll need to do a decent bit of trash after this boss, too.
Target change.
Let's make sure we don't face pull the boss while we're finishing off this pack. I guess we could do a little bit more trash while we're waiting for the boss to pat back, because the boss is pretty far away now, all the way up that hill.
Interrupt.
Why don't we do that? We're gonna double pull these, which is a little bit dangerous. There's a lot of casts in this group, but... we got big AoE damage, so we'll go ahead and send it.
Shockwave. Interrupt. Shockwave. Shockwave.
Let's see.
Target
Boss is
change.
slowly coming back down. Here, let's get this. Nope. I charged the webbed victim instead of the crab.
Interrupt.
Yeah, we'll get the boss after we kill this crab here.
Interrupt.
Alright, I like having this whole courtyard cleared before doing the boss. That feels really, really safe.
Target change.
Alright. So I'm just gonna get knocked back toward the middle of the courtyard here, I guess. Whenever that thing goes out. Well, actually, maybe I'm gonna step over this way so I don't give our shaman who's
Run.
positioned right there. Ooh, okay. Remind me to use defensive on that every time. We'll have shield wall for the next one, last stand for the one after that. Maybe I'll just hold demo shout for it as well. I think it lines up with probably every other one.
Watch your... Run.
Yeah, shield wall this one.
AOE incoming. Target change. Watch your...
Okay, Demo Shout's gonna fall off before, unfortunately, but we do have last stand for this one, so we will be alright.
Run.
Got knocked up on the roof there. Nice. Maybe we can do some snapping tech with that. I'm gonna. I don't know. There's not a really good spot here. I'll spell reflect and demo shout the next one. Okay, or that orb will just kill everybody.
AOE incoming.
Yeah, we're just dead.
Run.
We will admit defeat. Ecomma 77, I'm a new tank. So I want to make sure I land in the right place here. New tank going into war X-Pack starting with Guardian Druid, but thinking of trying Prot Warrior 2. What weak or add-on is that shows what's incoming via the bar and icons moving down. That is a weak aura called, I think it's like Raid Ability Timeline. I can link it after this key here. Basically, so if you use either Bigwigs or Deadly Boss mods or like the dungeon versions of those, they have like timers on the side. This is a weak aura that just integrates those timers into a really nice, easy to read timeline.
AOE incoming.
Unfortunately, I killed her Death Knight there. But yeah, it's really, really handy. I discovered it, or I found it when I was raid leading, when I started raid leading for my raid team. I had just been using like the default timers that Deadly Boss Mods has, and like it was so hard to keep track of everything on those. But then I found the timeline ability, and like it's super, super useful. I swear by it. I love it.
Watch your
Yeah, that
run.
the boss damage here is absolutely no joke.
Watch your
I'm just gonna wipe it. Yeah, you have to have everyone topped off when he starts doing that AoE cast. Oh, we have missed the timer. The group looks like it's sticking together for now, though. I can find it. You can find it on wago.io. It's called Raid Ability Timeline. Mana potions, interesting. We can get them now. Nice. Yeah, it's super, super useful. We got a feast too. Alright, up on the bus.
Watch your run. AOE incoming.
Whoa. I will try to remember to intervene you. I think it'll be up for every one of those.
Watch your
So that'll at least help you out a little bit, Gradius.
Run. AOE incoming.
Be a little bit of a shield, even though it's gone in one tick. Oh man, that ability is so scary. I don't know how people are doing this on like 14s or whatever. I mean, when we get there on live servers, we'll have more gear.
Run.
That might get nerfed a little bit.
Target change.
Yeah, intervene's up for the next one here. Oh, I used it too early. That was my bad. Well,
AOE incoming.
oh, I can commanding shout. That's probably might not be enough.
Run.
Okay, I got shield wall for this. These tyrannical bosses are pretty tough.
Watch your
I'll have spell reflect for the next slam. And just ignore pain.
AOE incoming. Target change. Watch your
Where's that orb going?
run.
Nice, we did it. Does the explosion from the orb matter based on distance before it explodes, like second boss remove life pools boulder? Yes. Well, I don't know if it's drop off distance, but it does explode, and if you get hit by it, like it's basically a one shot. Let's remember to patch up before we fight this. Looks like it might do less damage if further away. We need to bait properly. Yeah, the orb, I think it only hurts if you get hit by it, but it does explode when it hits a wall, so if everybody's like stacked up against the wall, it can kill the whole group. I think that's how it works. There's also like the tank slam, which just hurts. Oh no, okay, yeah, it is fall off damage. I see. Yeah, you gotta fly up to the ship for the Spark Gradius. I love raid ability timeline. It works even better if you turn everything off on your first runs and toggle important abilities on, less distracted spam. That is how I would handle it if I was a raider. As a raid leader, I want to see everything because I try to call out everything. I think you can release and it'll just put you on the ship here. Did I miss my kick? Oh, I didn't have it up yet.
Target change.
Yeah, I try to call out pretty much everything that's incoming when I'm raid leaning, which, I don't know, it might be going a bit overboard, but like I want my raiders to be able to just focus on doing the fight and playing well, playing their classes well. Do I call it healer mechanics too? It depends on the mechanic. If it's something that I know we have a cooldown rotation set up for, I will defer to our heal officer on that. That's Wazard.
Watch your step.
But okay, I'll give a couple examples from Emirdasil because it's like the most recent raid. And it's the first one that I raid led, right? So like on Tindril, you have the Dispel mechanic, and the way we handled that when we were progging it, keep in mind we're not a Mythic guild, so heroic prog, was we just stacked and mass dispelled. So I would call out like when it was coming, and I would call out which stack point we were using because I would be dropping markers on each platform.
Target change.
Um,
AOE incoming.
and then on Farak, I would call out healing ads as I saw them spawning. So
Watch your step.
calling out everything while also tanking, which is entirely different raid than raid mechanics, a bit nuts and impressive. Well, I mean, I don't claim to do a perfect job of that, and there were some fights that it took me a long time to learn and get good at doing the callouts. Okay, I want to make sure I don't like go too fast and die again here. So like I'll shout out that Smolderon took me a while to learn and like really get down. And I struggled to do callouts well on that fight until like maybe, I don't know, 40 or 50 pulls in. It was like a couple nights of progression. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, don't like all that web and melee, but what are you gonna do about it?
Watch your step.
It'll get cleared relatively soon, I hope. Yeah, I do my best, but it's definitely a learning process. Emirdasil was also the first raid that I raid led, like, full-time. I started raid leading at the end of, Aberrus.
Watch your step. Target change.
But, like, when I started there, like, we kind of knew all the fights already, so that made it pretty easy. By end of Aberrus, I mean, like, well after progression was over.
AOE incoming.
During farm for that one.
Watch your step.
There we go. Now we got some room.
Watch your step. AOE incoming.
I always want commanding shout to be up way before it actually is. This boss is going pretty smooth this time around, though.
Watch your step. AOE incoming. Watch your step. Target change.
Commanding shout is one I wish I reduced CD based on how much rage you spend or something. Yeah, if it was on anger management, that'd be sick. I feel like I also wish they would buff it back to 20%. But you know, what are you gonna do about it? What? Why? Why did that kill me? Wait. What? I just got meleeed and umbral rushed after the boss died. Oh, that's wild. Oh well, we finished the key? Can't be too mad about dying to a bug on beta. That's what we're here for. Ooh, formula enchant ring radiant haste. Alright, I'm feeling more and more confident with this dungeon. I feel like a couple of good runs in there was really, I don't know if necessary is the right word, but I definitely feel better about, like, running that with people next time around. The key went to mists on its own. Do we want to do mists? Maybe we want to do mists. Let's do mists. I like mists. Yeah, the damage in that place is wild. Let's see if my buddy's ready here. This DK might stick around. Yeah, Miss is back. It takes a second. Got to plan healing CDs in my head. Can't just wing it with that much damage going. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so the returning dungeons for next season, for those who haven't been following, are Mists of Tunacythe, Grim Batol, which is coming all the way back from Cataclysm, Necrotic Wake, also from Shadowlands, and Siege of Borealis from BFA. They have made a lot of improvements to Siege of Borealis. I had like red flags going off, which a lot of people did, I think, when they announced that. I think we'll drop this DK and maybe get someone new in here. But they've made a lot of improvements to it. I think they've addressed like some of the biggest problems with that dungeon, and it's actually going to be a pretty good one. I also just have like a ton of nostalgia for Borealis as a city. I played Alliance in BFA, and like that city is just so beautiful. One of my favorite capitals they've ever added. Do Assassination Rogue. Popping off. Breath Evoker though. Let's see. We do need a Bloodlust. I'd love to get another Shaman. I feel like Shaman with this melee comp is really nice. This Shaman as any warrior is always really nice to have. I'm gonna go ahead and port over. I think I'm gonna run not Colossus. I'm gonna run Colossus again in here. I was doing this the other night because there are some places that you can absolutely abuse demolish in this dungeon. Also, I think I'm gonna run 20-second earthquake. Hey, how's it going, Nevs? Hope you're doing well tonight / this morning. Just doing some keys on beta tonight, having a good time with it. We ran Dawnbreaker a couple of times on 10. I'm feeling a lot better about that dungeon now. I didn't really know the routing or pathing, especially in the second boss area where you're like inside the city. And I feel much better about it now after running it a couple times. Thanks, man and man. Done some keys a minute ago. Nice. Hope your keys went well. Is it fixed? Depends on what you mean by fixed. I think there's still a lot of bugs on the boat, but I didn't notice any of them in our run. We didn't have an evoker or a mage, and I know they were like specifically having some problems with stuff there. Didn't really run into any game-breaking bugs. There was one bug that I noticed on the mini boss. So, you know, like before the second boss, there's like the 3 mini bosses that have the boss abilities. The one that shot the orb like was just not facing in the direction that the orb was going. So that was annoying. Trying to figure out where it was actually going to go to not get hit by it. Baby Vera, thank you for the prime. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you. Alright, let's grab this enhancement shaman and go. Yeah, other than that, I don't think there was anything like... There were... I guess at the end of the first boss... Oh, shaman declined. At the end of the first boss, you know how it does the big explosion again and like the fight ends? I had flown away and I just like randomly died. I got hit by it even though I wasn't anywhere near the ship. So that was special. And then at the end of the dungeon, when you finish the dungeon, you kill the last boss, it like a little airship spawns and takes you back to the Dawnbreaker. And when that happened, I had like 3 mobs snap to me and melee me on the little airship. So I don't know what happened there, but I was gonna invite this guy. 2 shamans just teasing us. So little bugs there, but nothing that prevented us from finishing the key. I think the one thing that's like that was really challenging there was just the boss damage on the second boss. It's kind of out of control. I'm gonna relist this. I don't know if that has any effect. There's like literally 4 keys up right now in beta. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. But we are here gaming tonight. Alright, while we are waiting for someone to queue up, I am going to refill my water. I'll be back in like 30 seconds, chat. Hopefully someone doesn't join and then leave again during that time. My kitchen's right behind me. I'll be right back. Like I said, right back. Oh man, I got a good gamer thing going on right now. These headphones are doing me in. They're very comfortable headphones. I also wore headphones for like 4 hours of meetings during work today, so probably already was rocking a little bit of that heading into stream tonight. I guess I don't need intervene if I'm running Colossus. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab Intimidating Shout. Because that might... Well, I don't know. We haven't had any problems with the affix so far. So maybe we won't do that. I can put this point literally anywhere in the tree. Let's pick up the crit chance. Actually, if I'm gonna do Colossus, I should just go full in over here. Because you can line up Thunderous Roar every time you use Demolish, basically. For big damage. Alright, let's just take this priest. Let's take this priest and go. Anyone have drums? By the way, you're not hard to heal at all. You just suck up on my normal overhealing, so I only had to actually heal you like twice that run. That's good to hear. Sometimes it's hard to tell as a tank, like, how much healing I actually need. But I know Warrior, like, it feels very sturdy. And there were a couple of times where, like... There's been a couple of times in dungeons on Warrior where, like, I'm the only person left alive and I'm able to survive way longer than I expect to be able to. Obviously, it's not DK where you can just, like, still literally solo stuff. Oh, we lost our DK. Okie dokie. I'm glad to hear that my healer found me as sturdy as I feel like I am. That second boss definitely made me feel squishy though. Grab the mage. Let's grab the mage so we have time warp. Yeah, I think we can't be too picky about our composition once we get late night West Coast time on the beta here. This should be a good enough comp. Let's see. Give it a ready check. Hopefully get some mage food. Yeah, Colossus is definitely a little bit less tanky than Mountain Thane, so I'd be interested to see how this one feels. Oh, I don't know if we have anyone that can open the gate.
5, 4,
I don't think we do. We don't have a Night Elf.
2, 1.
Mage food? Is that a joke? I have too much mana to understand. Don't think we can open gate. No, we can't. Alright. That's funny.
Shockwave.
Yeah, one of the things that Colossus does is it encourages you to spend a lot of rage on revenge. Just for the sake of, you know, doing 1 million damage on 3 targets.
Shockwave.
So, depending on how tempted I get to do that, I may be a good bit less tanky in this run. But I'll try to be a good boy with continuing using Norpain.
Shockwave. Target change. Shockwave. Interrupt. Shockwave. Shockwave.
Yeah, Colossus damage is busted. It's a very fun button to press too. Demolishes.
Target change.
It honestly, like, the closest thing I can describe is it feels like being able to use Fearlath every 40 seconds. You can imagine that being super fun, which it would be. That's how Demolish feels. The old rogue skip here.
Interrupt.
I reflected both of those soul splits. Oh, that feels so good. I feel way too smug about that.
Watch your feet.
Yeah, the big downside, someone was asking about Thunderous Roar versus Champion Spear.
Target change.
The big downside to current Thunderous Roar is that it no longer generates rage.
Watch your feet.
But when you're playing Colossus, you can use it, you can basically line it up with Demolish. Demolish gives you a 20% increased damage window after you use it. For Prot at least, for arms it's lower.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
So getting 20% more damage on Thunderous Roar is pretty big.
Watch your feet. Interrupt. Shockwave. Watch your step. Target change. Fear incoming.
Not having a shaman for that fear is kind of a downer.
Watch your step. AOE incoming. Shockwave.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get another... I don't think I'm going to get demolished up before he's done with... Oh, maybe? Yes. It didn't crit, unfortunately, but I think the last hit of that was still over 5 million.
Target change. Interrupt. Shockwave. Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt. Shockwave. Fear incoming. AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Ooh. That was a little rough.
Shockwave.
Unfortunately, we don't have a battle res since the DK left,
Watch your
so...
step. Fear and target change.
Yeah, no big crits this time, unfortunately.
Interrupt.
I guess we try to kill Ingram Malik here. I don't know. Maybe with the DPS down, maybe we don't, but...
Interrupt.
Maybe. We should be able to get him before he does,
Shockwave.
before he goes full invulnerable.
AOE.
Yeah, we got him, I'll have a nice big demolish for the first trash
Watch your
pack.
step. Interrupt.
Actually, let's just finish him off with it.
Fear incoming. Target change. Shockwave. Interrupt.
He's just not dying. Why is he not dying?
Interrupt. 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 Interrupt.
I'm gonna have to run into
Shockwave.
kick. Jeez. Okay, maybe that wasn't the plan there. Well, I'll go open up the acorn. Okay, she went left.
Target change.
Ugh. I really hate the area denial they put on these guys. Alright, I'm not sure where we're going here. It's the empty leaf.
Target change.
Got two filled flowers, one with circle, one without. It's alright, so give me this one because it'll be empty. Ooh. Lots of damage, but I definitely feel squishier with this build. Like, no question about that.
Target change.
I mean, these guardians hit really hard on the tank too, so that could be a contributing factor. What's this one? No circle. They fix them? What did they fix?
Watch your step.
Oh, the icons, right. Oh, that's right, that's right. They were like disappearing after 1 second. I think last week, right?
Watch your step.
Yeah, that's right. I remember being very annoyed by that and then just like blocking it out of my memory. What's that one? I wish they would just make them appear like the whole time. Like, why do they need to be obfuscated? Why do you have to kill all the trash and then go through this dumb little minigame of figuring out which one it actually is, you know? Standing next to the pillars. Which is make it obnoxious to see the rest of the room is all they really do. Pop a health potion there. Did I reflect the Anima Slash? I think I did. I think it's boss room now. It's got to be boss room now, right? Yeah, it's boss room. Alright, here we go. You know, I don't feel great about our prospects of timing this key.
Stay away from line. Target change. Interrupt.
But we can definitely finish it with this group.
Stay away from lines.
Why is that fox chasing me?
Interrupt.
We got 3 leaves. It's the, no, it's not that. It's the circle.
Stay away from lines.
If you can line it up, Demolish is actually really useful for that phase because you can do a huge amount of damage to one of the ads. But if it doesn't line up, I think you just send it on the boss.
Interrupt. Stay away from target change.
We're gonna have a patty cake any second now, I think. It is the no circle one.
Stay away from lines.
After the dodge ball. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Interrupt.
No, it's not the no circle. Ah, what is it? What is it? It's the empty one. Oh my gosh.
Stay away from lines.
So bad. Let's reset. Or I'll just die. At least we have the checkpoint. Gotta follow my own advice here. Make sure we have a battle res in our group. I had it in my head that we had a B-res because I got the DK. But then he left and we didn't have a lust and we were going to use drums instead. And I replaced him with the priest, not thinking like, oh, we need to replace the B-res with the B-res. But it's okay.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt.
Patty cake.
Stay away from lines. Target change. Interrupt.
I think I hit no targets with that shockwave.
Stay away from lines.
That's a little embarrassing. Wait, she just skipped it. Nice.
Stay away from lines.
I don't know what we did, but she skipped the...
Interrupt.
She skipped the phase.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt.
Unfortunately, it's going to be too little too late for the timer for this run, but...
Target change. Stay away from lines.
It's the empty one.
Interrupt. Stay away from lines. Interrupt. Stay away from lines. Stay away from lines.
It's the circle.
Interrupt. Target change. Stay away from lines.
Nice. Hey Volden, I asked about VDH versus War difficulty. Yeah, I remember your question. Kind of stuck between those two. What do you think the pros and cons of each are for ease of play? Pros and cons of each from like a ease of play perspective. I think
AOE incoming.
I think Warrior might feel a little simpler. I mean, I guess a question I would have is like, are you new to WoW in general or just like new to tanking? Because if you have like a good familiarity with playing a melee spec in WoW, I think Prot Warrior is gonna feel like somewhat familiar. Vengeance has some things that are a little bit different going on. Like it's got a lot of ground targeted effects that like you can do things to resolve. Like you can make either at player macros or at cursor macros. I think there's a talent that just drops your sigils at your feet, but like a significant amount of your abilities are ground targeted effects, which can feel unnatural maybe. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. Play well off and on. Ain't no veteran or good at it. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if that makes it like harder for someone who's used to the game or not, but that's something to consider. One thing that I like about Prot Warrior is as long as you are keeping shield block up, and that's pretty easy to do, you feel pretty durable in pretty much all scenarios. I think Mountain Thane Prot Warrior is probably going to be one of the easier hero talents to play well, while also having like a very satisfying and fun like feedback loop and gameplay style. I mean, I'll be fully honest with you. I am definitely biased towards Prot Warrior. It's my favorite tank, and Vengeance is like maybe my least favorite tank overall. I think I like it a little bit better than Prot Paladin right now, but I'm definitely biased toward Warrior. So I'm trying to like filter what I tell you based on the fact that I know I prefer Prot Warrior and I think it's more fun. And I have a lot more experience on I've played significant amounts of Prot Warrior in like every expansion going all the way back to Missa Pandaria. So I feel really comfortable with the spec, which I think probably skews how easy it feels to me, I guess. The one thing I will say is it does have a very, very high actions per minute. And if that's something that you think will be a struggle, then Vengeance might be a little bit easier from that perspective. But I don't think it makes Warrior necessarily like difficult. In some ways it makes it easier because like your major defensives for Prot Warrior, or like your your main defensives for Prot Warrior are off the global cooldown. Oh, I don't know if we got... Oh, yeah, you spawned way back there. Sarkaradius. Like, shield block and ignore pain. So shield block... these are your two main rage spenders, right? Shield block and ignore pain. Shield block makes you block every melee attack while it's up, and you can have 100% uptime on it. Ignore pain gives you a shield that absorbs half of incoming damage up to like a certain amount. Both of those are off the global cooldown, so you can hit them while you're doing your normal DPS rotation. Yeah, do you have both classes at 70? That's a good question. If you have one at 70 and like feel good with it, then that might just be the starting point for you. I don't think either of them are like impossible to learn by any means. So if you find yourself enjoying one over the other, or you really like
Target change.
the class fantasy playstyle, even aesthetics of one over the other, I think that's a fine reason to pick one. I think the damage rotation that Prot has is easier to do successfully than Vengeance. Have them both at 70, like both. I mean, Prot's DPS rotation is basically like hit Shield Slam whenever it's up, hit Thunderclap whenever it's up, and spend extra rage on Revenge. And there's other stuff that you can do, but if you do that, and then you also get free procs of Revenge, which you can send. If you do that, like you're doing a lot of it right. Another advantage that Prot has is you have a defensive cooldown pretty much anytime you need one. Whereas Vengeance, like, you have meta, and then that's your only really big cooldown. So Prot can cover a lot more mistakes, I think.
Target change.
If you do, it's very easy to take normal dungeons right now, and you can feel them both.
Watch your step.
Well, that's true. I would point out that normal dungeons are very easy, and so like you may not get a good feel for like how easy it is to survive on one tank or the other, but it would give you at least a place where you can like play with them and get a little bit of testing in.
Watch your feet. Watch your step. Watch your step. Target change. Watch your step.
We got 2 of those buffs. That's 2 is okay. Any more than that would be a little scary. I guess one angle to look at it from is like it's a lot easier to mess up everything on Vengeance than Warrior. Like, Warrior definitely has a lot of buttons suppressed, but it's kind of hard to get yourself in a position where, like, you've done everything wrong and you're just gonna die because of it. Unless you do something like send all of your defensives at once when you need to stagger them to survive something.
Watch your feet. Watch your step.
But even then, that's a mistake you can make on any tank, I think.
Target change. Watch your feet. Line apart.
I heard that Brew DPS is bad. Is that true? I haven't tried Brew in a little while.
Watch your step.
I think Prot Warrior and Vengeance are the two highest damage tanks right now, but I don't know how Brew compares. I know Brew is usually very high damage. Alright, solid completion. Just a few minutes over the timer. With a full wipe on a boss. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure how Brew's damage is compared to the other tanks right now. Nothing matters until the end of Heroic Week. Blizzard will do so many changes over the next month. I think that's a reasonable take. I wouldn't expect a lot of changes before, like, next week, before everything goes live, but I would expect a lot of tuning changes before the Mythic Raid opens up. At least, like, tuning numbers-wise. Let's see, what did the key go to? City of Threads. I don't know if I want to do that one tonight. Maybe tomorrow night or something we'll dive into City of Threads like we did with Dawnbreaker tonight. I think I would be down for... Alright, you gotta go. Alright, right on. Thanks for healing me, Coretius. I think I want to do some Necrotic Wake. We'll start a new group here. Sai in here for this one. Yeah, Necrotic Wake up next. Turd Ferguson. Celebrity Jeopardy reference. Gotta love it. I'm gonna pour it over to Necrotic Wake. Thanks again to everyone who's hanging out tonight. Really appreciate all you guys, even if you're just lurking. You are more than welcome to lurk in my channel while you do other stuff. Thanks everyone for the follows, for the YouTube subs, and the Twitch primes. Really appreciate all that. Gonna keep it real. Healing is awful. This is way sweatier than anything I've ever healed. Even mythic bosses weren't that sweaty. Yeah. Healers are in a bit of a state right now, I guess. I don't know. I have healed literally nothing on the beta, so I will take your word for it. We'll get this Warlock. I like Warlocks. Got a little bit of a caster comp going on. Gotta love the Healthstones. We're going back to Mountain Thane for this one. I was not impressed with Storm Shield. Like, I don't know if it was actually saving people, but The Absorber was putting, at least looking at the party frames, looked very, very small, and it was usually gone like immediately. So I think I'm gonna stick with the triple Stormbolt. Not a great comparison, but to give you an idea, we went to 95% fist sweeping, and now that was so rough I was struggling to fit in my Rising Sun kick because I perma-spamming my casted heals. Played more Mist Weaver than anything, played H Pal since vanilla before that. Well, that's a lot of healing experience, so I think we can trust your perspective on that for sure. Alright. Get it ready to check out here. Not saying it's not doable and stuff, but we're 1000% going in a world where healers are going to run full healing talents with full healing trinkets. Give it a month before we accept healers do 0 DPS and keys if they can heal okay. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
5, 4,
That is
2, 1.
not the kind of world I would want to play healer in. I know some people prefer that and really like actually healing. I don't hate healing. But when it's like you spend every global healing or people die, you know, that's just not it for me. But I don't know. I mean, I'm a tank main, so I am more than happy to not be the person that Blizzard is making healer design decisions for, you know? Oh, I should be running Spear instead of, yeah, we'll just run Thunderous Roar, see how it goes. It's definitely easier to use Thunderous Roar, so if that's, somewhat viable, I'm happy with that. I'll actually kick this Drain Fluids. Come on, let me up there. I see they haven't got around to making Drain Fluids recast on a stop. Blizzard, you need to ignore that comment if you're listening. Alright, boss time.
Defensive. Shockwave. Target change. Defensive.
That's what used to be, and I hate it back then. Also don't hate filling down time with DPS. I think perfect world would be a support instead of a healer, so you feel buffs, debuffs instead of direct DPS.
Defensive.
Oh, be careful with that. you're gonna make some healers very, very upset with that take. Trinitys take DPS support and not just healers, sometimes DPS out of boredom.
Defensive.
Yeah, I mean, healing balance is not an easy question to answer. It's like,
Defensive.
I don't think anyone's really satisfied when healers are just like a boring DPS, right? Nobody wants that. I mean, maybe some people want that, but
Defensive.
I don't think any healers really want that.
Target change.
I think moving in the direction of support might be like a good way to go long term.
Defensive.
Need to not be getting hit by all of that. I don't like healing like that. I think DPS as a healer should be the skill gap. My favorite way to heal is melee healers to do DPS rotation to output healing. Like this can Holy Paladin. Generating holy power by attacking.
Defensive.
This is the Holy Priest type of healing that they want. Yeah, I want to try to stay in my lane. Like, I don't think I should be telling Blizzard how to design healers since I'm not a healer main. Oh, didn't mean to charge all the way over there. Oh boy.
Defensive. Target change.
Can I mount? There we go.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt. Interrupt. Watch your step. Interrupt. Target change.
I need to kick this guy.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt.
Oh, beautiful. Warlock's going over to set up the gateway. Oh, I need to go pick up the orb. I didn't pick up the orb. We want that for later. I need to move that. That's really obnoxious.
Interrupt.
Wait. Okay, we need to do this pack for count. Also, there's a spear over here, which I'll go and grab. Yeah, I need to move that extra action button, like, immediately.
Target.
Can't see half of my weak auras. Edit mode. Can I not? Wait, seriously? Okay. Alright, that'll do.
Interrupt.
Okay, I think... trying to decide how I want to pull this. Because I think we kind of need all of this.
Watch your step.
Count in this place is kind of messy right now. I think I'm going to pull the skeleton with these guys. We have a range comp, so this should be an okay pull to do.
Watch your step. Run.
Just don't get hit by the spikes. Also run away, Thor. Made it.
Target change.
Beautiful ring of peace. Alright, and we're gonna need this pack for count as well. I'm gonna pull in these corpses. Make it a nice big
Watch your
AoE.
step. Interrupt.
Thank goodness
Watch your
for
step.
Berserker Roar. Or Berserker Shout, I mean. Whatever it is. Berserker Rage. Wow. Big time warrior fail. Okay, we should be able to skip that pack.
Target change.
Oh, that Warlock bet is totally gonna run through and pull them. No, he ran over with us. Nice.
Interrupt.
They have changed the pathing for pets there. I played a Warlock in Season 1 of Shadowlands, and I remember the first time I came in here, my pet definitely ran through and pulled all of those guys on the side because I was not mounted up.
Interrupt.
And I got some unkind words from the pugs I was with. Looks like at least the Fellhound was able to just run straight over.
You will be brought to justice. You dare deny me the sky, then I shall answer in kind.
Derek says, great, I think there's one more thing that might sort of save healing right now. In beta, anyone can get into a +10 and it scales your gear, but in retail, bad DPS will be slightly kept from those runs. That's a good point. If you have DPS that are standing and everything, like
Defensive. Kill ads.
yeah, like they're just not gonna get the IO or the gear to get into these keys.
Target change. Incoming. Watch your step.
Well, we lost our battle res. The boss is getting pretty low already though, so
Defensive.
I don't know. The next round of ads might be a little bit tough. Ooh. Especially if we're letting the frostbolt volleys go off. Can't be doing that, guys.
Watch your step.
Yeah, this is bad. This is big bad. Doing really well up to that point. A little though, we hadn't had a single death so far. There's still a lot of dungeon left though. Hopefully our mage is waiting for a res and didn't actually go offline. Doesn't say he's offline, so.
Defensive. Kill ads.
Didn't it? Okay, there we
Target
go.
change.
Now these ads have to die.
Breath incoming.
This ad has to die.
Watch your step.
Ooh, barely killed it.
Defensive. Kill ads.
He got 5 stacks of the Zealot buff.
Breath incoming.
Okay,
Watch your target change.
we are just barely handling those ads. I guess just barely is all you need to do, though. Technically.
Kill
Come on.
Breath incoming.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is gonna be a wipe for sure.
Watch your step.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is a tough one. This boss has always been a bit of a wall for bugs. He was pretty low that time though. He's at 7%. After just 2 minutes and 15 seconds, so our damage is good enough. Need a little more AoE on that fight, but should have it. Should have it this time.
Defensive. Kill ads.
I just sent my interrupt, unfortunately. Oh, and I sent Shockwave right as Altath was spawning. Not the smartest move I've ever had. Nice.
Breath incoming.
My storm bolts all hit the ads or the orbs instead of the boss. Now, if you have one of them CC'd, oh, that's
Watch your step.
not good. Okay. I think you got re-CC'd right before it
Defensive.
blew us up.
Kill ads. Breath incoming. Watch your step.
Yeah, if you haven't CC'd, it'll disappear without dealing big group damage.
Target change. Defensive. Kill ads.
Oh, this is convenient. We may just started right next to each other.
Breath incoming.
First try. All right. Now the real fun begins. Now we get to answer the question, did Thor pull enough trash? Alright, I'm actually going to do this middle pack first, which might be insane. But then we don't have to worry about them padding on us. I think 68% was good in Shadowlands. It's been a while though. Now the time I've completed this on beta, I was short, but I pulled a couple extra packs along the way here, I think. So
Target change.
I know they did adjust a bunch of the like count requirements last week, or maybe the week before that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out, you know. I have a sinking feeling we might be at 99% once all the trash is done, but then at least we'll have a VOD to review and figure out, like, what do we actually, like, what do we miss?
Watch your step.
I have to say, Prot Warrior feels super, super good in this dungeon, though.
Watch your step. Target change. Watch your step. Watch your step.
There hasn't been a spot where I felt like in a lot of danger yet. I've been a little proactive with using my defensives, but that's what they're there for. We've got 3 stacks of Tenderize, and I don't feel like I'm in any danger at all. Love to see that.
Watch your step. Target change.
Oh, okay. Firing a piece was an interesting decision. Should be at 94 after this guy, 93 after this guy. Okay. I think we'll have enough because we still have the 2 doctors, whatever they're called, assistants. Aim them at each other, guys.
Interrupt.
One trick you can do on this if you really want to troll someone is pick up the... I don't know if this still works, but I think it worked in Shadowlands. Pick up the talent that makes your taunt make things run faster, and then taunt the guy who fixates here. If you want to give your friends a little bit of a heart attack. I think that worked in Shadowlands. I remember trying to do it at least.
Target change.
Okay, we're at 96. If we only get like 1.5% from each of the side parts here, then like what is Blizzard even doing with the trash percent?
Shockwave.
Gut Slice. I remember dying to Gut Slice on my Windwalker and Havoc DH so many times in this place in Shadowlands.
Shockwave.
I'm really bad at dodging frontals when I'm playing melee DPS. I don't know if it's because I get too comfortable with just soaking them as Prot. Alright, this guy had better give 2%. Or I will have some words. There we go. Perfect. Please aim the hook at the boss.
Run out.
Perfect. What? How did that not hit? How did that not hit? Oh no. Okay, well. Oh, okay. I just got gibbed. Let's try and use the spear. 68% before third boss, or before second boss. Before you go up to the third boss. If you want to like skip something to set up less timings, that might be a consideration. But 68% before you go upstairs. Well, the good news is I didn't finish casting the spear, so I still have it. Maybe I'll save shield wall for when I'm going to use the spear. That feels like a safe idea. Okay, aim it and then get out of the way. Ha! What did it hit? What happened? Oh my gosh. Is this bugged? Or was someone standing in the wrong spot? Okay.
Target change.
No.
Run out.
It is funny seeing the boss get like yoinked around. What's not funny is that I have no defensive buttons right now. I'm just getting beat down. I hate how in this fight it's like once you miss the first hook, you're just behind for the entire fight, and it's almost impossible to make up for it.
Run out.
Nope, didn't have it. Come on, nope, no Beerus.
Target change.
I was a little bit late on hitting my health pot there. Doesn't really matter because the pulsating AoE makes me have to rotate 4 healing seed users if someone dies, and I'll reverse your statement saying that's only a +10. I mean, it is only a +10. But +10 is where the rewards stop. And we're in 626 gear, so you'll have 13 item levels to go, which is like a full raid tier's worth of item levels on top of that, which does make a difference. And I feel pretty confident there will be tuning adjustments once we actually get in keys. Unfortunately, we do not have the spear or the orb for this pull. Alright, get out of the way now, get out of the way. Okay, look, okay. Perfect. Beautiful, okay. That was what we needed to have happen. Perfect execution. Alright, let's kill this thing off. I mean, I guess, actually, ideally you don't kill it off, you just aim it. I don't know if that's gonna hit.
Target change.
It did. Perfect. Might have been a little too far away there. Nope. Got him. We are behind on damage now. If the boss doesn't die real soon, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay. Whew. Oh yeah, let's might as well patch up, right? The bosses in this place feel very reasonably tuned. Like, this is a +10 with Tyrannical, and we're killing the bosses in like 2 minutes or so. And I mean, our damage isn't that crazy. It's not bad, but I mean, I don't know. The mage is doing a lot of damage, single target.
Watch your step. Target change.
How did he get 2 charges there? Don't like having 10% haste on a boss, or 20%, I guess.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
I've been really bad with timing my spell reflex here.
Target change. Watch your step.
Guess you can't reflect the icy shards. You give me 670 gear, I'm going to 18. It's going to be the same thing. That's fair. Wouldn't Shattering Throw be good on this fight? Yeah, it would be. I didn't really think that far ahead about, like, what talents. The other thing is, like, Shattering Throw is not the easiest to get into. Because I'm not taking Honed Reflexes. So I'd have to give up 2 points to grab it. Which is definitely doable in the Prot tree. Or in the Warrior tree. But it would probably be worth doing if you have a build for this dungeon.
Target change.
Just have to figure out what we're giving up for it.
Watch your step.
No, I got that one in time. I promise I did.
Watch your step.
We definitely have to push past 10s in season 1. Gotta get that sweet 1300. Yeah, I'd like to try and... I haven't really like formulated my thoughts on this, but I think it'd be really fun to try and set up a push group. Especially a melee focused one, since I'm going to be playing Prot Warrior.
Watch your step. Target change.
Get like, I don't know, a couple melee DPS. Alright, well, we completed the key. Got some score for it. You didn't fail too hard until you don't get score for the key, right? There seem to be some bosses that have shields, this and mist. Yeah, for sure. I think it's just a question of like, what do you give up for it? So like, okay, these are locked in because this is how I'm getting seismic reverberation, which is just too good to not have. Which means you have to take reinforced plates. I wouldn't be caught dead without crackling thunder in a key. You could give a bounding stride, but I hate not having bounding stride. But that gets you over here. And then I guess you could give up maybe like a point in endurance training. I think you would just pick up Wrecking Throw, right? Because you don't need the immunity break. And it has a like very short cooldown. But that would probably be worth it. Spell Reflect, that dungeon's all physical. Well, I mean, you have to take Spell Reflect to get into Honed Reflexes to get into Wrecking Throw, right? You could take Intimidating Shout instead, but like Spell Reflection is required for pathing here more than anything else. I'll put some more thought into that another time. I think that is gonna do it for me tonight, though. Need to stretch my legs for a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna put in some work on a video project that I'm working on. Thank you everybody for all the likes and the views on the videos I put out this morning. Really appreciate those. Thank you everyone for the subscribes, just for hanging out and watching stream tonight. It was really fun to be with all you and talk about what we're doing. And for all the people who subscribed and followed, and for the primes on Twitch, really appreciate all those. I'll catch you guys all in the next stream, probably tomorrow night. So until then, farewell, my friends.